Hi, welcome to Age Well with Joy. I am Joy Paith, the CEO for AgeSmart Community Resources, and I'm so excited to be here today with Captain Tharp from the Madison County Sheriff's Office. We are here today and we're going to talk a little bit about World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. And why is that important? So for every person that reports elder abuse, only 44 do not get reported. So there's a lot of people don't know that it's an issue. They don't know that it's a community issue. They don't know the resources within the community to prevent elder abuse. But today I'm going to talk about one of those great resources. And Captain Tharp in 2018, I believe, won the Elder Service Officer Award for the state of Illinois. So we're really happy to have him here. And can you tell us a little bit about the work you've done with elders in the community and the Triad?
Of course. First off, thanks for having me. It's a real pleasure to speak with you today about this topic. So Triad, how did it come to be, and why is it important to the community? Triad came into existence in Madison County in 2018. The conversations actually began before that with the stakeholders as we built this initiative and launched it in 2018. What Triad is, it is a conglomeration. It is a group of stakeholders that includes service providers within the region, law enforcement being the Madison County Sheriff's Office, and also, and the most important component, is our senior citizens that live within Madison County. The purpose, the mission of Madison County Triad is to give information and resources to our communities so they can live safely and they can be aware. Now, you talked about the fact that oftentimes abuse and neglect is not reported. And awareness is key to that. And it's about reducing the stigma, having that dialogue taking place within the community, educating people on what the warning signs are, and letting them know who to call and when they should call to let the appropriate authorities know that that type of abuse is occurring. And when we work together, we're always better. And that's what Triad is all about. That's been our mission from day one. And I'm very proud to say that we've been successful up to this point.
Well, I know a lot of people are concerned about calling the sheriff's office. Number one, they might be fearful of that. And there are a lot of people in the community like AgeSmart and our Adult Protective Services case managers that are located at the Southwestern Illinois Visiting Nurse Association. So you can call those folks, but we're all working together to solve that problem and to bring those things to the community. So some idea of who's involved in the Triad specifically that people might recognize?
Sure, and the numbers are vast, and I certainly don't want to miss any organization that's involved. But it's a really interesting collective group of folks that have a passion for service. AgeSmart, Faith in Action, St. John Community Care, Madison County Health Department, Madison County Animal Control and Care as well. That's a group that perhaps you wouldn't think would be involved, but we think about our senior citizens and the fact that they have pets, and they do have. We just recently held a vaccination clinic that they were heavily involved in, which was just tremendous. Beyond that, Centerstone out of Alton, Senior Services Plus out of Alton. The list goes on, and the one common denominator that we all share is the fact that we all want our communities and those that live within them to be as safe as they possibly can. And by working together, we combine forces. Just as you said, some folks may not be comfortable reaching out to law enforcement. The idea of Triad is to put a face with the sheriff's office, and that's been my capacity, is saying, hey, this is what I do, this is what you can expect if you call the police, and we want people to feel comfortable doing so. But if they don't, all of our collective stakeholders, they share the same mission as we do. They can guide our community members to the proper channels if they do encounter a situation where they need assistance. That's the essence of what Triad is all about. And through this very strong group of stakeholders that we work so closely with, we're able to accomplish that.
So are there other triads in the state that you know of that are as active as this one?
And that's a great question. And when we set out to create Triad, we didn't recreate the wheel. And what I mean by that was there are triads both in the state of Illinois and also nationally. Triad is not just a local concept. It actually started, I believe it was in Florida, many years ago. But Triad is a really big deal up by Chicago. You're going to find a lot of Triad groups in the greater Chicagoland area. Now, as far as I'm aware, I believe we're the only Triad that is south of I-80, which is something that I'm very proud of, that we are the anchor in Southern Illinois, but also I hope that it inspires other areas to go out and create their own Triad. And if I could just share one story with you about that, Sangamon County came down and they heard about our efforts down here, and they came down and they wanted to see how we do things with Triad. Now they set out and they created their own group. Now they don't call it Triad up in Sangamon County, but their mission is the same: to provide services and resources to their vulnerable populations and to their senior citizens. And what I'm very proud to say today is they modeled it off of what we do down here in Madison County. So that was a real honor and privilege for us, and also very humbling.
Great. We'd love to see triads in every county. Love to see every sheriff's and police office to have elder service officers and have that kind of training and that core knowledge of the different things that older adults encounter in the day-to-day life. That's very important to us. Tell me a little bit about just some of the Triad activities that have happened because of Triad.
Of course, and I'm very proud to share this information, and it's a real reflection of the committed individuals, the volunteers that we have involved in this group. Some of the things, just to name a few, we commonly will hold shred events. We'll hold the electronic turn-in events where you can turn in old electronics, prescription drug drop-off events. One thing that we commonly do is fraud and scam awareness presentations, all those pesky phone calls that we get at all hours of the day on our cell phones. And what's interesting about what we do at Triad is, of course, we focus on our senior citizens, but really the things that we talk about and the services we provided, they affect all of us. You know, like my son is 17 years old, he gets those phone calls on his phone, just as my mother, who is 73, gets those as well. So again, the message that we purvey is one that is applicable to everybody within our community. Beyond that, I mentioned our vaccination clinic that we held at a discounted rate for our area senior citizens, something that we're very proud of. We have two capstone programs that I'm most proud of that I would like to share with you. Number one is our telephone check-in program. Now, this is an opportunity where folks within our community, especially those that are isolated or perhaps live alone, they can sign up for this. It's completely free. It's non-committal. One can opt out whenever they choose. But by signing on to this program, they get a phone call once a week by one of our Triad volunteers, and it lets them know that they're not alone, that there's somebody that cares, somebody that's going to check on them every week. And it allows us to forge those relationships within the community, let people know that we care about them. Plus, they let us know what's going on in their neighborhoods, within their community, which makes me as a police officer better, because oftentimes law enforcement is reliant on feedback that we get from the community. So it's really, we mutually benefit from this relationship. It really provides a tremendous service to our area senior citizens that perhaps have no one else to check on them. And, Triad's message is one of hope. And it's always just to give an ear for somebody to talk about their day, talk about their week. We're happy to do it. And to be honest with you, when I've made the phone calls myself, or when one of our volunteers make those phone calls, they, without fail, myself included, it ends up being the highlight of our day and of our week. And lastly, the pin sticker program, a program that is just tremendous, and I would love to share it. I hope everybody that's watching this will share it with those they care about, potentially impaired or unable to communicate individuals within our society. They can sign up for this program. It's completely free. They would receive 2 color-coded stickers, one for their vehicle, one for their home. And what each color-coded sticker represents is a potential communication barrier. Perhaps someone within your family is suffering from Alzheimer's disease. Perhaps they're hearing impaired. It's really taken off and done really well within the community that has family members that perhaps have autism. And it allows first responders, if they make a traffic stop, they encounter the sticker on a vehicle, or perhaps they knock on the door, if they see that sticker, they recognize there's a communication barrier occurring within that home. And why that's important is it allows our first responders to provide superior service to the community in which they serve. It's very easy to see how if one comes across someone that's perhaps confused or disoriented, due to the effects of Alzheimer's or dementia, this will give the officer or the firefighter or the EMS worker that preemptive bit of information to be prepared for that communication barrier and effectively work around it to where we can get to the root of the problem and provide the services that need to be provided. Again, it's a free program offered through Madison County, made possible through our relationship with St. John Community Care. And Nancy Berry, who just recently retired, is a tremendous asset to this area, and was a person that was really a linchpin in getting that off the ground. We're so proud to be a part of it. It's based out of the Sheriff's Office. If anybody's interested in that program, please reach out to Triad. We'll get you those stickers, and we'll be off and running. So again, something I wanted to share with you,
Sure.
just a few things that we do here at Triad that we're so proud of.
Those are really incredible resources, and it's so important because when you go into a home, you don't know what's going on. So
Right.
That's great. So if somebody wanted to be part of that call in or get those stickers, is there a phone number that they would call?
There is. The number is 1-618-296-2800. Again, that is 618-296-2800. That's a direct line to Triad. We will get those stickers out to you. Now, there is a real brief registration form, but it's easy to knock out. We'll guide you through that process. It's very simple. It's very quick. In addition to that, we can always be reached on our website. You can go to the Madison County Sheriff's Office website. We piggyback off of that website. It's very easy to find. Just Google Madison County Triad. And lastly, we're also on Facebook at MCSO Triad IL. So you'll find us on Facebook, where we're always putting information that's relevant to everybody in the county, things that you need to know. For instance, the weather. We've had a lot of inclement weather, whether it's snowstorms in the wintertime or tornadoes in the summer. We're always, putting out projected forecasts. We're always putting out information about frauds and scams that are occurring in Madison County. Being at the Sheriff's Office, we have our finger on the pulse of what's going on in the region. As soon as those types of things start to happen within our community, we're sharing it on Facebook so everybody in the community knows to be aware of what's going on, so we can all be safe and we can all protect ourselves and those we care about from those frauds and those scams that are out there.
Great. So I want to share, there's a little bit about Adult Protective Services. In Illinois, we provide case management for people 18 to 59 with disabilities and for people 60 plus. So they can call our office, or they can call the 800 number if you suspect abuse. Abuse can be anything from fraud, financial abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, and self-neglect. So if you see somebody who's really falling a little bit short on that too, and you might suspect that, the number is 1-866-800-1409. So we have a lot of great resources. We're so fortunate to have you in our community and to leading the charge, and thank you so much for sharing today.
No, of course. And if I could just leave with this one message, it's that of hope and empowerment. I think, through our relationship and through what Triad does, the one thing that we always want to leave people with, even though we talk about frauds and scams, what we want people to know is, number one, that you're not alone. It's the relationships that we share. You have a lot of people in the community that care about you and that want to give you information and give you resources, so please reach out. And then lastly, this is all about empowerment. It's about giving people in the community the confidence to face, yes, we have challenges in the world, but there's way more good than there is bad. And that's the message I think that we purvey. And thank you for doing what you do and for bringing this message to everybody in the community. So again, thank you for having me today, and thank you for what you do every day.
Great. Same to you. Thanks.